Because you can't hear a smile over the radio, the only way to understand the joy of owning a Lexus is to drive one. At the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, get great offers on Lexus luxury models now through September 5th. Lease the 2016 ES350 for $329 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Houston area Lexus dealer.
Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer ends September 6th, 2016.
Hey, Astro fans, win huge cash prizes at DraftKings.com, the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of your Houston Astros. With daily fantasy at DraftKings, you can play when you want with the team you want. Just draft 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and outscore the competition to turn your love of baseball into cash. Enter promo code ASTROS to play for free with your first deposit in the $10,000 fantasy baseball contest today at DraftKings.com. That's promo code ASTROS in the $10,000 fantasy baseball contest today at DraftKings.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Houston Astros Baseball Club and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Houston Astros. Once again, here's Robert.
Thank you, Steve. Dallas Keuchel on the mound for the Astros. He's 7-11, 4.56 ERA in 23 starts, 148 innings, 148 hits, 45 walks, 126 strikeouts, league batting .259. Against Keuchel. Last official start was back on the 5th against the Rangers when he threw a complete game shutout, earning the 5-0 victory. Tommy Pham leads it off for the Cardinals, and the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball high. First pitch brought to you by Landry's, leader in dining, hospitality, entertainment, and gaming with over 500 locations nationwide. Find out more at Landry'sInc.com. The 1-0, and Pham hits it over the screen and into the Mazda Club level. And it's a ball into strike to Tommy Pham, who's hitting .250 in 48 games, .348 on base percentage, 8 homers, 14 RBIs. Pham with the two-tone bat. He's ready for a 1-1 from Keuchel. Here it comes. And that's a breaking ball strike on the inside corner. Keuchel working quickly. And from the third base side of the rubber, hands over the head in the windup. Pitch on the way. And that's down and in with that slider, and it's 2-2.
Roof closed. A lot of rain in the area here in Houston. Game time temperature is 81 degrees outside, 73 degrees indoors, and that's brought to you by Carbach. Follow them on Twitter. Go to carbachbrewing.com.
Pham ready for a 2-2. Here it is. Ground ball hit softly up the third baseline. A foul ball grabbed by third base coach Bill Miller. And it's 2-2 still.
The Dallas fastball slider. That fastball, mostly the two-seamers, likes to keep it low, get the ground balls, and a cutter and a changeup.
Here comes the 2-2. Just off the plate away. Beg your pardon, that's Chris Maloney at third base for the Cardinals. Bill Miller, the first base coach. Cardinals had to change things up. Jose Oquendo, longtime third base coach, out for the year after undergoing knee surgery. 3-2. And that's driven toward left center field. Hernandez racing back. It's over his head and off the base of the wall. Pham on his way to second base. And he'll get in there standing with a leadoff double. Tommy Pham hitting his make that his 7th double of the year.
Tell you what, it was a pretty good at bat because he spoiled a couple of pitches there. Fouled off a pitch where he could finally get one he could handle. One right down the heart of the plate.
So Pham in scoring position for Stephen Piscotty, the right fielder, who's hitting .276, .347 on base percentage, 17 homers, and 65 RBIs for Piscotty. And Piscotty has been outstanding this season with runners in scoring position. Keuchel set, now delivers. And there's a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. With runners in scoring position, Piscotty batting .376. That's third best in the National League. When the Astros saw the Cardinals in mid-June, Piscotty was hitting over .500 with runners in scoring position. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good slider down and in, and it's 0-2.
All right, throw that one again. You'll get the same result. Good late break on that slider. No hump in it. Didn't go up from his hand first. Came out looking just like a fastball.
Piscotty from the Bay Area, Pleasanton, California, played collegiately in the Bay Area at Stanford. First round pick of the Cardinals in 2012. 0-2. down and in with another slider as Castro to his left to stop it. A ball and 2 strikes now to Piscotty.
Today's Vision brings you the umpire rotation. Tony Randazzo, veteran umpire, behind home plate. Crew chief Bill Miller at first base. Todd Tishner at second, and Brian Knight, the umpire, at third. Visit today'svision.com.
No score in the top of the first. Pham at second with nobody out for St. Louis. Keuchel, long set. 1-2. Swing and a foul off the front leg of Piscotty, and it remains a ball and 2 strikes.
Boy, what's new? Castro getting beat up again. Another foul tip off of his leg. He's taken so many foul tips and fouled balls off of his legs as he's hitting. It's been a tough month. Looked like that one got him right on top of his left cleat.
Hernandez, the left fielder, playing in the left center gap. Marisnik shaded the other way in center. Long look in for Keuchel before coming set. Now the 1-2. Down and in with another slider, and it's 2-2. So he's been throwing Piscotty these sliders. And swung at one earlier, but has been laying off since. Cardinals coming to Minute Maid Park. Like the Astros, an off day yesterday. Cardinals ended the Cubs' 11-game win streak on Saturday and then beat them again on Sunday. The Sunday night baseball game came from behind in that contest. Two. That is on the outside corner for strike 3, and Piscotty goes down looking, got him with a fastball, and there's 1 out.
Yeah, apparently started looking for that slider. The more and more this at bat went along, and that time the fastball just snuck right by him.
Right at the knees to Piscotty. So there's 1 out with Pham still at second for Matt Carpenter, second baseman, hitting .289. Fourth in the National League with a .405 on base percentage, 15 homers, 56 RBIs for Carpenter. Carpenter moving to the 3 spot after Matt Holliday went on the disabled list. Holliday suffering a thumb injury on Friday as Carpenter takes a strike on the outside corner, and the Cardinals announced today that Holliday was going to have thumb surgery, and the hope was that maybe he could be back at the very end of the season and for the postseason potentially. Suffered that fractured right thumb when he was hit by a pitch by Cubs left-hander Mike Montgomery on Friday.
If he's not able to come back, Holliday may have seen his last day as a Cardinal.
0-1 in the dirt, gets stopped by Castro to his left. Yeah, the Cardinals hold a club option for $17 million for next year for Holliday. And Holliday had been having a down year. The power numbers certainly decreased for him last season, even though he was an all-star. And Holliday going to be 37 next year, so certainly some decisions will have to be made. Carpenter ready for a 1-1. Keuchel delivers, and that's bounced up the first baseline, a foul ball.
It's got to be pretty cool for Matt Carpenter to get a chance to play at Minute Maid Park, going to high school in Missouri City at Elkins High School. Those great teams he played there. His dad was the head coach. They won the state championship. Sure, he spent many days in the seats here at Minute Maid Park watching games.
And went on from Elkins High School to TCU. Infield shaded to pull as Carpenter waits for a 1-2. Here it is. It's outside to even the count. Well, the Cardinals certainly making Keuchel work here in the first inning. It's been a while since Dallas Keuchel has seen the Cardinals. He's only made 2 appearances against them, 1 start. And both of those came before the 2014 season. 2-2. Breaking ball hit softly just out of Altuve's reach and into right field. Pham will go to third, and the Cardinals have runners at the corners with 1 out on the base hit by Carpenter.
Well, Pham off of second base had to freeze for a moment, make sure that got through the infield, or that Altuve couldn't catch it in the air anyway, before he was able to scamper over to third base.
That'll bring up Brandon Moss, first baseman, batting .261, .341 on base percentage, 21 homers and 50 RBIs for Moss, who's been swinging a hot bat. 5-game hit streak, 3 home runs during that span.
Very streaky home run hitter. Remember that with the Oakland A's. He's been that way his whole career, though. When he gets locked in, he can leave the yard in a hurry.
Cardinals have a lot of guys in this lineup who can leave the yard. Lead the National League in home runs. Infield shaded to pull. Pitch on the way. It's outside and low. A little different from Cardinals teams the last few years that relied more on really good hitting with runners in scoring position, more on doubles, not as much on home runs.
Yeah, speed and defense. Not the case this year, is it?
Yeah, Cardinals last in steals, 1-0. And that's low. It's 2 balls and no strikes now to Moss. But yeah, it's not often when you see a Cardinals team, certainly when you look at the last several years, that leads the league in home runs, last in steals, and near the bottom of the National League in defense.
It's not how Whitey Herzog drew it up, is it?
Or Tony La Russa. 2-0. Ground ball right side, past the dive of Altuve, and in the right center for a base hit. Pham scores. On his way to third is Carpenter. Brandon Moss an RBI single, and it's 1-0 Cardinals. Moss drives in his 51st run of the year.
Well, you can tell when a guy's really locked in. When you watch this lefty on left situation with Moss at the plate, he keeps that front shoulder in so tight. Able to cover both sides of the plate really well.
So Moss now has a 6-game hit streak. And here's Yadier Molina, the catcher for the Cardinals. He's batting at .288. Molina with a .350 on base percentage, 4 homers, 35 RBIs. Molina was red hot during the Cubs series over the weekend, going 7 for 15. And he's really been swinging the bat effectively for the last few weeks. First pitch to Molina, and that is low for a ball. Molina now in his 13th season in the big leagues, all of them with the Cardinals. Ready and waiting from the right side for a 1-0 from Keuchel. Here it comes. That's bounced to the right side. Altuve to his left. He flags it down. His only play is at first. He throws out Molina. Carpenter scores, and it's 2-0 Cardinals. On the second goes Moss.
Well, it could have been a situation for a double play, but Altuve was pinched toward the middle of the field looking for that double play ball. Molina has hit into quite a few of them this year. He's a great candidate for it, but was able to steer it toward the right side.
So Molina earns his 36th RBI of the year. And Moss in scoring position for Johnny Peralta, who's DHing tonight. Peralta hitting .234, .274 on base percentage, 6 homers, and 17 runs batted in. Keuchel delivers. That's down and in for a ball. Peralta started the year on the disabled list after having thumb surgery. He was out till June, and that led to the emergence of Aledmys Diaz. 1-0. That's outside. Diaz getting an opportunity to play shortstop every day, and top rookie of the year candidate in the National League. But then Diaz going down with a thumb injury, suffering a fractured right thumb when he was hit by a pitch back at the end of July. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Good off speed pitch, and it's 2-1.
It's been amazing the way the Cardinals have been able to piece it together. Michael Wacha, Lance Lynn, both going down as well. That's 40% of their rotation.
Seth Maness, reliever, put on the DL today. And the Cardinals announced he'll undergo Tommy John surgery. Maness becomes the 7th player that the Cardinals have put on the disabled list since the All-Star break. 2-1. Breaking ball is low, and it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Peralta. 2-0 Cardinals in the top of the first, with Brandon Moss at second for St. Louis and 2 out. And going back even further, Cardinals have put 12 players on the DL since the 1st of July. 3-1. Rounded up the third baseline, a foul ball, and a full count to Peralta.
Astros, on the other hand, fewest different players on the DL this season, with 8. Cardinals, all told this year, 5th most with 17.
Peralta ready. Keuchel a long look into Castro before coming set. Now delivers a 3-2. Grounded foul up the third baseline, and it's 3-2 still to Peralta.
Next pitch will be number 30 for Dallas. Pitch count's climbing early.
Cardinals are ready with 2 runs home in the inning. Gave up the leadoff double to Tommy Pham. Then after striking out Piscotty, back-to-back hits by Carpenter and Moss. Moss's hit driving in a run. 3-2. That is on the inside corner for strike 3, and Peralta goes down looking. Second strikeout of the inning. That ends it for Keuchel. But the Cardinals get a pair. And after a half inning, is left-hander Jaime Garcia, who's 9-8 with a 3.93 ERA in 23 starts this year. 137 and a third innings. He's allowed 135 hits and 43 walks, while striking out 114. League batting .256 against Garcia, who won his last start Wednesday against the Reds. Went 8+ innings and gave up 2 runs in that ball game, and he's won his last 2 starts after a bit of a rough patch before that. George Springer will lead it off for the Astros. Right fielder, batting .260, 356 on base percentage, 23 homers, 68 RBIs. First pitch by Garcia, and there's a strike on the inside corner, 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Garcia relies mainly on that sinking fastball, that two-seamer. It's around 90, 91 miles per hour. The changeup and the slider as well, and an occasional curveball.
0-1. That hit Springer. Got him on the left side, and George will head down to first base. Pitch just kept running inside on Springer. And that's how the bottom of the first starts for the Astros.
There's the defense for St. Louis. Randall Grichuk is in center field. He's flanked by Tommy Pham in left, Stephen Piscotty in right field. On the left side of the infield, it's Jed Jerko at third. Greg Garcia is short. Matt Carpenter's playing second. Brandon Moss is over at first base with Yadi Molina doing the catching.
So 1 on and no one out for third baseman Alex Bregman, batting .169 in 19 games, .235 on base percentage, no homers, 4 RBIs. Had an 8-game hit streak end on Sunday in Toronto. Pitch on the way, and that's in the dirt and hops behind Molina into the backstop. Springer goes to second. So just like the Cardinals did in the top of the first, Astros have a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
It's not easy to get it by Yadier Molina, but not expecting that fastball to hit in the dirt. So a couple of errant throws already in the first inning by Jaime Garcia.
And like so many pitchers for Garcia, it comes down to that fastball command. And when he's not getting that sink and getting more of the lateral movement, that tends to be when he has his worst outings. The next pitch is lifted right field pretty deep. Over toward the line goes Piscotty toward the corner, and that's gone! Alex Bregman, a 2-run home run. His first home run as a big leaguer. And the Astros tie it at 2.
And he goes oppo to do it, showing off that power. Third baseman for the Astros, picking one on the outside corner and just driving it into the corner and up and over the fence.
Just did sneak it down the right field line, 326 feet away. First big league home run for Bregman, now has 6 runs batted in. And the Astros get back the 2 that the Cardinals got in the top of the first. Now it's Jose Altuve, 3 hits away from 1,000 in his career. Pitch on the way. That's down and in for a ball. Altuve leads the American League with a .362 average, .427 on base percentage. Also leads the AL, 19 homers and 73 RBIs for Altuve. Corner infielders are in. Here's the 1-0. That's down, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Oh, what an exciting moment for Alex Bregman. First major league home run, goes the opposite way. Had 20 homers in the minor leagues.
2-0. Hit sharply past the third baseman, Jerko, and in the left field. And Altuve is on with career hit number 998.
Seeing Eye Single is brought to you by Today's Vision with 30 locations in Houston. Visit todaysvision.com or the location nearest you. Altuve doing what he always does. Hard contact and splits the infielders on the left side.
Altuve's now hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. And he's at first base for Carlos Correa, the American League Player of the Week announced yesterday. Correa coming in with a 10-game hit streak over which he's batting .395. He had 3 hits on Sunday in Toronto, hitting .277 overall, 8th in the AL with a .370 on base percentage, 18 homers, and he's 7th in the American League with 82 RBIs. Garcia throws over to first base, and that ball gets away from Moss. Altuve will go to second base. Well, it just keeps getting worse for Garcia. Threw a wild pitch, gives up a home run, and now a throwing error on the pickoff attempt.
So misfiring to home and to first base. And now the second baseman, Matt Carpenter, and Yadier Molina, the catcher, going out and asking Garcia, are you okay? Kind of alarming. I mean, that wasn't anywhere close for Brandon Moss to come up with it.
So the error on Garcia puts Altuve in scoring position. There's still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Astros and Cardinals are tied at 2.
When they talk about Garcia, they say when he's going good, he gets a lot of downward movement on his two-seam fastball, sinking action. But when he's in trouble, he gets more left to right or that horizontal movement, which doesn't bode well for him, and that's what we're seeing early on.
Yeah, seeing a lot of that horizontal movement. Correa is ready. Pitch on the way. And there's a strike on the outside corner, an off-speed pitch from Garcia.
We'll see Molina, instead of relying on so much accuracy on his fastball, probably go back and forth with a lot of change-ups to try to get the hitters off balance.
Correa ready. Altuve off second, the 0-1. Swing and a foul back. Got the fastball, and it's 0-2. Mike Matheny talking about when Garcia gets that lateral movement, Cardinals manager was saying, then it's almost like trying to catch a knuckleball. And Matheny's saying it reminds him of when he had to catch Steve Sparks when the two of you were teammates with the Brewers.
Yeah, just unpredictable.
The 0-2. Breaking ball, and that's high, a ball and 2 strikes. And that gives you an idea of just how much Garcia's fastball can move laterally when it's not going right for him. Altuve leads off second. Now the 1-2. Down and in with a breaking ball, and it's 2-2.
Well, you talked about Carlos becoming the player of the week in the American League. For the second time this year, we noticed how many times he was going the other direction and picking up all those RBIs.
Yeah, that's been the big difference from the first couple of months of the season when Correa really wasn't driving in a whole lot of runs considering where he was hitting in the order. 2-2. Swing and a dribbler foul behind home. He got an off-speed pitch and was fooled, but still able to foul it off.
With Garcia's changeup, a lot of people say it acts a lot like a screwball. He turns it over. And from this lefty, pitch it to a right-handed pitcher. That changeup will really move away from the right-handed hitter.
2-2 ball game, bottom of the first of 2 between the Astros and Cardinals. Day game tomorrow to wrap up this brief homestand for the Astros. And now Garcia will step off. Astros in the middle of a stretch in which they play 14 of 16 on the road. Just came back from Minnesota and Toronto. And after tomorrow's game, we'll head to Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Correa calls time, steps out for a moment. Garcia brings the hands together. Now the 2-2 in the dirt with another breaking ball, and it's a full count to Carlos Correa.
Tell you what, offensively, these hitters so far in this game look locked in. You can tell a guy's really seeing the ball well because they don't even react to those pitches that end up being just low. They recognize right out of the hand the spin and how far it's going to go down, and they don't even flinch at all.
Astros handled Garcia pretty well when they faced him back on June 14th in St. Louis. Payoff pitch. And that's lifted right field toward the line. Shallow. It may land fair, and nope, it lands just foul. That was foul by maybe inches. Almost kicked up chalk. First base umpire Bill Miller on top of it. Piscotty was pretty deep and right and wasn't going to be able to get there had it landed fair.
You always have an indication how close it's going to be by how hard the batter is running out of the box. Castro or Correa was almost to first base by the time that ball sliced just foul. So he thought he had a chance.
So Correa back in the box with a 3-2 count still. This will be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance. Altuve off second, represents the go-ahead run. Pitch on the way, and Correa shoots it foul and out of play off to the right and into the Mazda Club level, and it remains 3-2. 15 pitches for Garcia here in the first, and he has yet to record an out. Has already thrown a wild pitch, has already committed an error, and has already given up a 2-run home run to Alex Bregman. Three-two again. That's smacked foul again off to the right and into the second deck, and it remains 3-2 to Correa. So Carlos just battling here with Garcia.
Everybody always says the more pitches a hitter sees, the more it goes into his favor, especially for timing.
Here comes the 10th pitch to Correa. Ground ball hit softly foul at the third baseline, got a changeup, and was able to fight that off. Well, I'd imagine here, if you're Correa, Steve, you know, Garcia's thrown a few curveballs here and hasn't been able to throw them for strikes, so
eliminate that.
Right, eliminate that, and now it's just a matter of, okay, is it the fastball or is it the changeup? And we've seen Correa out in front on some of these changeups, but still able to foul them off.
I think if you think right center here, you may be a little early on the changeup, but you'll be on time with the heater.
3-2 again. That's the curveball low, and that's ball 4, and Correa draws the walk.
Fantastic at bat.
Sees 11 pitches, and now Derek Lilliquist, Cardinals pitching coach, will jog out to have a word with Jaime Garcia, who just looks out of sorts here in the first.
Yeah, it became out of whack even after the second pitch of the ballgame when he hit Springer, missed his target by about 8 or 10 inches coming inside on Springer, hitting him in the leg, and he hasn't been the same since. Never know if there's something structurally wrong with a pitcher when he's missing this much. But the Cardinals badly need him to get deep into this ball game with all the injuries they've had. Jerome Williams, former Astro, now a member of their bullpen. He'll be the long guy if Garcia can't go very deep.
Now it's Marwin Gonzalez back in the lineup. Came out of yesterday's game or Sunday's game early after being hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance on his left knee. Gonzalez batting .257, .293 on base percentage, 10 homers, 32 RBIs, and he shows bunt and bunts it foul right side for strike 1. Over by the on-deck circle where Gaddis is standing. Altuve at second, Correa at first. Nobody out in the bottom of the first. Astros and Cardinals tied at 2. Well, Dallas Keuchel certainly has to appreciate this, not only because he gave up the 2 runs in the top half of the inning and the Astros have gotten him back, but threw over 30 pitches in the top of the first, getting a little bit of a breather here. 0-1, shows bunt again and gets it down third base side. Garcia fields, thought about throwing the third, instead will go to first and just does get it there in time to get Gonzalez on the sacrifice. Score at 1-3. It looked like Molina was initially telling Garcia to throw it to third.
I think you're right. That was so shaky. Notice that Altuve was closing in on the third base back more quickly than he thought, so decided to spin around and almost lobbed it too late at first base to get Gonzalez.
And in those situations as a pitcher, you're looking at that catcher to tell you where to throw that baseball, right?
Not looking at him. I mean, you're concentrating on the ball, but you're listening to the catcher for sure to set up your feet.
So Altuve's at third, Correa at second, 1 out, 2-2 game, and Evan Gaddis the batter. Pitch on the way. And there's a strike on the inside corner with a fastball. Gaddis hitting .234, .294 on base percentage, 18 homers, 47 RBIs in 89 games. Gaddis hitting .389 over his last 5 ball games. Leans over the plate, the 0-1. And Gaddis pops it up right side, foul territory. Moss has a play over by the coach's box, makes the catch, and there are 2 out.
Tough chance for Gaddis right there. Good changeup, maybe the best one thrown by Garcia so far. Good late action.
And if Garcia gets out of this with only 2 runs scoring, he'll feel pretty good about himself, as Teoscar Hernandez will stand in. 3 games as a big leaguer. Hernandez is 3 for 12 with a home run and an RBI. Homered in his first big league game on Friday in Toronto when he joined the Astros. Joined the Astros about an hour before that game. Altuve still at third. Correa the runner at second. Moss even with first. Ditto for the third baseman Jerko. Outfield has come in. First pitch. And that's driven out to center field. Grichuk playing in. Leaps makes the grab. Grichuk almost came in too far. Had to leave his feet to make that catch and end the inning. Astros tie it on Bregman's 2-run home run, his first big league long ball. And after one, Astros 2, Astros.com, or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Dallas Keuchel delivers to Jed Jerko, who bounces one softly, third base side. Tough chance for Bregman. Bare hands, throws, got him! Outstanding play by Alex Bregman coming in on the bare hand and just did get Jerko. And that's how the top of the second starts, with the Astros and Cardinals tied at 2.
Well, the spin on that baseball made it kick toward the line, so Bregman, all he could do was grab it with his bare hand, and maybe that was the best thing that could happen because that was the only way he was going to get Jerko.
Jerko was hitting .248 before that ground out. And now here's Randall Grichuk, center fielder, batting at .221, .281 on base percentage, 14 homers, 41 RBIs. Grichuk playing close to home, grew up in Rosenberg. First pitch, and there's a strike on the inside corner.
Had a chance to talk to his family behind the batting cages before the game, and they are over the moon that Randall is able to play at Minute Maid Park for the first time.
Yeah, first time as a big leaguer, 0-1. And that's low, a ball and a strike.
His dad was telling me the story that the Astros had invited him to the tryout camp before the draft, but he had 102 fever and wasn't able to attend. He's hoping he was going to be drafted by the Astros that year.
1-1. That's hit in the air, foul and out of play right side. Well, Grichuk instead was a first-round pick of the Angels. 24th overall selection in that draft in 2009. And the Angels, they had 2 first-round picks in a row, which you don't see very often. They were picking 24th and 25th. And they used a 25th overall pick on Mike Trout. The 1-2 is down and in. And Grichuk watches it go by, gets past Castro. It's 2-2.
Is Trout still in Double-A?
No, I think he's progressed past Double-A.
Has he?
I think so. Cardinals got Grichuk from the Angels before the 2014 season. Got him along with Peter Borges.
That was the year the Astros selected Gio Meyer.
2-2. That's lifted. Shallow left center. Cutting across Hernandez. He calls for it and makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. Well, Keuchel could certainly use a quick inning after the lengthy first inning. As Keuchel giving up a pair of runs, allowed 3 hits, including an RBI single by Brandon Moss.
Dallas understands that. He can assess things in the dugout in between those innings when his team was able to come back and spot him 2 runs to tie it up.
It was a 30-pitch first inning for Keuchel. Here's Greg Garcia. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Garcia, left-handed hitting shortstop, hitting .242, .361 on base percentage, 3 homers, 15 RBIs. The 0-1 breaking ball, and that's high. Garcia broke out of an 0-for-31 on Sunday, getting a couple of hits against the Cubs. And Mike Matheny saying recently, Garcia, the everyday shortstop. 1-1. Swing and a miss, badly fooled on the slider down and away. With Aledmys Diaz out and Johnny Peralta playing more third. Garcia, the guy who gets the call at short. Did he go around on a breaking ball away? He did not.
Wow.
That was pretty close. It's 2-2. And part of the reason that Mike Matheny likes Garcia at short is because of the available options right now. He's the best defensively. 2-2. That is on the outside corner at the knees for strike 3. And Garcia goes down looking. So Dallas Keuchel, after a 30-pitch first inning, needs just 9 pitches in the second. And we head to the bottom of the second. Steve Sparks, producer engineer Matt Bolts at Minute Maid Park. 2-2. Astros and Cardinals tied as we start the bottom of the second. First pitch to Jason Castro, misses low for ball 1. Castro hitting .212, .319 on base percentage, 7 homers, 24 runs batted in. Left on left matchup facing Jaime Garcia. The 1-0. And that's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Missed with the fastball. Garcia, 23 pitches in the first inning. 2-0. And that's outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Frankly, he's pretty fortunate to only give up the 2 runs.
This reminds me of what A.J. Hinch was talking about before the game, about the Astros need to be disciplined against Garcia. Wait him out. Make that pitch count rise early in the game.
Here's a 3-0. There's a strike on the outside corner. 89 miles an hour on the fastball.
It's clear that he's trying to pick on the corners early in the counts.
3-1. Swing and a bouncer to the backstop. Garcia, biggest key for him this year has been just staying healthy. This is his 24th start. It's the most starts he's made in the big league since 2011. Had some shoulder problems, dealt with thoracic outlet syndrome, and had surgery to repair that shoulder ailment. 3-2. That's up and in, ball 4. And Garcia walks the left-handed hitter. Castro was on to begin the home second. Second walk allowed by Garcia tonight.
And not really even close enough to think about offering at that last pitch. So the Astros get things started off well again here in the second.
So the leadoff man on for Jake Marisnick, batting .219, .262 on base percentage. 2 homers, 9 RBIs. Marisnick back in the lineup after missing the last 4 games, dealing with a groin injury that he felt in game 1 of the doubleheader in Minnesota on Thursday. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Got a fastball by him.
Interested to see if it spoils the timing he had going. Marisnick had been swinging the bat so well his last handful of games.
Hitting .288 over his last 25 games after a very slow start. Got sent down to the minors at one point. 0-1. Ground ball, chop. Garcia leaps, he grabs, throws the second for 1. That's all they'll get. Not even bothering to throw to first is Carpenter. Marisnick is on the fielder's choice with 1 out.
Well, slow developing. You'll never get Marisnick on a double play that way. So Garcia pretty deliberate with that throw to second base to make sure he got the force.
Now it's George Springer. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. Came in on Bregman's 2-run homer. Astros and Cardinals tied at 2 in the bottom of the second. Springer coming in with hits in 7 of his last 8 games. Starting to see that average climb a little bit. Pitch on the way. And Springer pops it foul over the screen. And it's 0-1.
Thing I appreciate most about George, and especially for a leadoff hitter, you would imagine, but what he's able to do, even when he's not getting his hits, is he's been able to draw enough walks to keep that on-base percentage at a premium.
Or make sure you get hit by the second pitch of the game like he did in the first inning.
Yeah, give yourself up.
Pitcher just kept running in. Wound up getting Springer on the leg. Marisnick held on at first by Moss. A throw over to first base, and Marisnick back standing.
It's crazy how tough you have to be mentally this time of year, Robert, because everybody really, I mean, they're hurting, but your mind doesn't allow you to feel it as much. And you'll feel it after the end of the season when you allow your mind to kind of relax, and then you really feel it.
There goes Marisnick, the 0-1. He fakes the go. The pitch is outside. Throw down to first by Molina, and Marisnick back standing before Moss can apply a tag.
I think somebody missed a hit and run. The way Marisnick had took off and the way he looked in toward the catcher. And he saw that Springer didn't swing, so he retreated.
Molina has thrown out 22% of would-be base stealers this year. That's down from where he normally is. 1-1. Low and away, and it's 2 balls into strike. Molina routinely in the mid to upper 40s in terms of percentage of base stealers thrown out. For his career, he's thrown out 43%.
It seems like Garcia would be impossible to put a hit and run on those as much as he's missing.
2-1. That's down and in, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, now 15 balls, 20 strikes.
Yeah, that's one of the criteria you have to think about as a manager when you put a hit and run on. Does this guy throw strikes?
Marisnick, excellent speed at first base. 7 steals on the year. 3-1. That's high and away. Ball 4. Third walk allowed by Garcia. And the Astros have 2 on with 1 out, Steve.
Yeah, something's clearly going on. His last 2 starts were excellent. Just 2 earned runs in his last 16 innings pitched, but he looks all out of sorts.
Yeah, he had gone at least 8 innings in each of those last 2 outings against the Reds and Braves. And had gotten wins in both of those.
You know, this is a situation here. Think about what Bregman did his last plate appearance. Hit a fastball opposite way. He can look for a pitch in right here, thinking the pitcher wants to make an adjustment.
First pitch to Alex Bregman. And that's a slow chopper hit up the middle. Charging it now, Garcia, and he can't handle it cleanly. Bases are loaded with 1 out.
Might give that a hit. A tough chance for Garcia. One that Jaime Garcia desperately needed, but what they able to come up with it. We talked about the Cardinals, not as good defensively as they've been in years past.
That was an excuse me swing by Bregman. And he just got it over Jaime Garcia's head. Greg Garcia unable to grab it cleanly. And that will be an error on Greg Garcia. Certainly was a tough chance. So now it's Altuve. He singled in the first inning.
What a year it's been for Jose. 73 ribbies on the season.
First pitch. And that's popped up on the infield. Who wants it? Garcia coming in. And Greg Garcia makes the catch just before the lip of the infield dirt. And that's a big second out for Jaime Garcia.
Oh, is it ever. Thought he recognized fastball. Ended up being the changeup. And he got him way out front. And he got that pop-up he so desperately needed.
So Marisnick still at third, Springer at second, Bregman at first. 2-2, Astros and Cardinals are tied in the bottom of the second. And now it's Carlos Correa who walked his first time up. Correa had an excellent plate appearance. Wound up seeing 11 pitches before drawing that walk. Infield back at all 4 spots. Pretty much straight up. Outfield's pretty much straight away as well. Correa's been very good in his young career with the bases loaded. Long look in by Garcia. Now brings the hands together. Pitch on the way. That's down and in for ball 1.
This could be a game changer right here. You've got Jaime Garcia in deep trouble. Hate to let him wiggle out of it.
Correa, 6 for 13 in his career with the bases loaded. That's a .462 average. 5 for 11 this year. Does not have a grand slam in his career. Set at the letters, the 1-0. That's low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes with no place to put Correa, and Yadier Molina is going to go out and talk to his pitcher.
Not sure what Molina's going to say right here. I know if I was a pitcher and I was thinking right here, Correa, who's just coming off that Player of the Week honors, you know he's a hot hitter. And he's got the count way in his favor. But you don't want to throw him that cookie. I would rather walk him than gave up a base hit right here with Gonzalez on deck. Maybe that's what Molina's reminding him of. Sometimes 1 run's better than 3 or 4.
Molina back to his perch. Correa taps the plate twice with the end of the bat as he waits for a 2-0 from Garcia. Here it comes. That's down and in, and it's 3-0. Game with a fastball. And it wasn't even close. By the way, just got word that Bregman's been given a single on what was initially charged as an error to Greg Garcia. So that's an infield hit for Bregman. That's how he got aboard. It's a 3-0 count to Correa. Here it comes. That's letter high for a strike. Correa had taken a step toward first, but instructed otherwise by Tony Randazzo. And it's 3 balls and a strike.
Well, you know, Carlos had the green light there. He elected not to swing on that pitch. It was a borderline strike on the outside corner. Good job laying off of that one. Should get a better one here.
3-1. That smacked foul over the screen and into the second deck and a full count. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Houston Astros radio network.
KBME Houston, an iHeart radio station.
This is H.A. Hinch. Sports Talk 790 is your home for Astros baseball.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, a full count on Correa. Runners will be going. 2-2 ball game between the Astros and Cardinals in the bottom of the second. Garcia delivers. Breaking ball hit back into the screen. Looked like an off-speed pitch from Garcia. And Correa hitting it straight back, so we'll do it again in 3-2.
Wow, had the wherewithal to come in with a changeup on 3-2.
44 pitches for Garcia, working in the second inning. But so far has allowed just 2 runs. Left-hander is set. Here's another 3-2. Breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 3, and Correa goes down looking. Garcia able to land a curveball to get out of the inning. The Astros load him up with 1 out and later scored. Hands over the head in the windup. Keuchel delivers. And there's a strike on the inside corner. Pham, native of Las Vegas. The 0-1. Breaking ball, strike on the inside corner. Was the Cardinals' opening day left fielder and then wound up going down first week of the season with an oblique injury. He got optioned to AAA after he returned. The 0-2. Missed inside with a fastball. One-two delivery. That smacked foul into the seats off to the right, off the base of the wall in front of the seats, actually, as a fan reached over the rail, couldn't grab it. It's 1-2.
Looks like Dallas wants to pound some of these guys inside, get them off the plate once he gets ahead. It's a good strategy. Open things up on the outer third later.
1-2. That's in the dirt, and it's a 2-2 count now to Tommy Pham.
Another good crowd on hand, especially out in left field again. Right down the left field line, all those people in orange wearing the beards that look like Keuchel. What is that, Keuchel's corner?
Yep. Out in full force. 2-2 to Pham. That's on the inside corner for strike 3, and Pham goes down looking. That's the 4th strikeout for Keuchel, and there's 1 out.
Right at the top of the zone, too. Good late movement on that 2-seamer.
So 1 out and no one on for Stephen Piscotty, who struck out looking his first time up. Astros and Cardinals wrap up this 2-game set with a day game tomorrow. That'll be Doug Fister against Carlos Martinez. 1:10 first pitch will be on the air with Astrolaunch at 12:45. First pitch to Piscotty, and that's hit high in the air down the left field line. Bregman and Correa are in short left. Coming in Hernandez. Correa is there and makes the grab for out number 2. That one almost hit the roof.
Well, it was certainly high enough. If it had been over just maybe 10 feet, that would have got one of those rafters. Carlos Correa really steady on the pop-ups. Shallow left field. No need for Teoscar to come in and call him off. He was camped.
So 2 out and no one on for Matt Carpenter. He singled and scored in the first inning. So after the 2 games here against St. Louis, Astros go to Baltimore for 4 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening, and Sunday afternoon. And then it's off to Pittsburgh for an interleague series. Pitch to Carpenter. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Astros have been good in interleague, 8-4 this year, including sweeping 2 games in St. Louis in mid-June. Over the last 2 seasons, Astros are 24-8 in interleague play. That's the best in the majors over that time frame. 0-1. It's outside. Cardinals, meanwhile, they're 4-11 in interleague. And you talked at the top of the broadcast about the Cardinals being a better road team. They have not won an interleague game at home this year. 0-7, 1-1. That's outside. They lost the 2 to the Astros at Busch Stadium in mid-June, and then after the Astros left, the Rangers came in and swept a 3-game series. And then in the latter part of June, the Royals won 2 in a row in St. Louis. 2-1, dribbled right back to Keuchel, fields it on the front slope of the mound, and a 2-time Gold Glover throws to first in plenty of time to get Carpenter, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Keuchel, he is set bottom of the 3rd. Marwin Gonzalez will lead it off for the Astros. Jaime Garcia delivers, and he throws a strike on the inside corner. Gonzalez, a sac bunt, his first time up. Garcia has been on the ropes each of the first 2 innings, but the Astros have yet to deliver the knockout blow. Astros left the bases loaded in the second. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on him. And Gonzalez badly fooled. It's 0-2. Gonzalez to be followed by Evan Gattis and Teoscar Hernandez. Garcia working from the third base side of the rubber, delivers. And that's inside. Here comes the 1-2. And that's lifted high in the air and deep to left field, and you can kiss that baby goodbye. Onto the train tracks for Marwin Gonzalez. And it's a 3-2 Astros lead. Marwin with his 11th home run of the year.
Talking about a guy that laid down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. He's playing possum. Got a fastball inside, right in his wheelhouse. A lot of power when he gets that barrel out in front of the plate.
33rd RBI of the year for Marwin, who's one away from his career high of 12 home runs, which he set last season. So the Astros get the lead. And now Evan Gattis, the batter, he fouled out back in the first inning. Leg kick and the pitch. And Gattis hits this in the air, shallow right field. Coming in, Piscotty. Going out, the second baseman, Carpenter. It's Piscotty who makes the catch. And Gattis is retired on one pitch.
Starting to look at some pitch counts at this point of the ball game. And Garcia's at an even 50 now with one out here in the third inning. The Astros doing a good job making him work.
And you even see some guys stretching in the Cardinals bullpen.
Yeah, you have to. You got to monitor that as a reliever.
Teoscar Hernandez lined out to center field his first time up. Playing his first game at Minute Maid Park as a member of the Astros. Pitch on the way. And that's letter high for a strike, 0-1.
Teoscar couldn't have hit the ball any harder his last plate appearance. Ended the first inning with a line shot to center field that carried all the way out to Grichuk in center, almost over his head.
0-1 is a breaking ball inside. Hey, Steve, there's a situation we're keeping an eye on in Baltimore.
Got a no-hitter going?
Indeed, but could be a rather unique one. 1-1. It's outside and low. Red Sox are in Baltimore taking on the Orioles. Eduardo Rodriguez started that game through 4 no-hit innings, struck out 7, had to leave the game with hamstring tightness. And so Matt Barnes now in the game. And he has continued the no-hitter. And the Red Sox haven't allowed a hit through 6 to the Orioles. Hernandez drives this down the right field line. Long run for Piscotty. Slows down, makes the catch. And that is out number 2.
So 2 pitchers so far. What inning is that one?
That is now in the 7th inning. They're going to the bottom of the 7th. And no hits allowed by Red Sox pitchers in Baltimore. Red Sox lead that game 3-0. Here's Jason Castro. He walked in the second. Astros leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the third.
Well, hopefully they'll cool off those Orioles bats before the Astros get there.
Astros heading to Baltimore for a 4-game series starting Thursday. Infield shaded to pull. Garcia delivers. And Castro dribbles one. Left side. Fielded by Molina. Slings it over to first in time. And that is the inning. But the Astros take the lead on Gonzalez's 11th home run of the year. And after 3 innings.
Man, I'm glad to be here. It's looking good. We've got a lot of good young players. You can't put my finger on all of them, but to see the guys that are moving up, that are kind of going all over, and we've got guys that are coming through our system now that are really starting to blossom and show what they can really do.
Well, there's one guy I want to ask you about, Adam, and that's Alex Bregman, who's now at the big league level and played mostly shortstop, played a little bit of third this year in the minors, a new position for him. And I know Steve and I have both been very impressed with what we've seen from him defensively over there for such a new position.
Yeah, he's a competitor, and he's very talented. Whenever you put those two together, then he could really play anywhere that he wants to. But to say that he would come up here and play the type of third base that he's playing right now, I couldn't necessarily say yes, that's
right.
what he's going to do or what he could do. But you know what? I'm not surprised. I just didn't know if it would be this quickly to see him do what he's doing. But man, I couldn't be happier for him, and to see just the way that he's come along. I mean, because he played mostly short, and that was a learning curve for him, getting into pro ball and learning how to play every day and coming out ready to play every day, and knowing that you had to prepare differently than college.
It's tough.
It was tough for him at first, but he settled in, man, because he wanted to get it. He wanted to play at this level.
Yeah.
And he's done a fantastic job.
Well, a little rollover to second base by Brandon Moss. There's one out now for Yadier Molina, the catcher. And the first pitch from Keuchel is an off-speed pitch in there for strike one. You talk about Alex being such a competitor. That's half the gig right there.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know the work ethic is going to be there. He doesn't want to fail.
Yeah.
I mean, all of those things.
A lot of it was, hey, back up. We got this is a long season.
Yeah.
And whenever it's much easier to back somebody off than it is to say, hey,
to try to have to
hey,
push
let's go.
him into
Come
the
on,
cage.
come on. We got to go. We got to ramp this up. We got to get a little more closer to game speed. We got to get. But yeah, he's a pleasure, man, and to be a little bit a part of it. I mean, look, this kid's done it all on his own. All I did was kind of say, hey, you know what? Do you want to play here? You need to do this, do that. But he's a heck of a young man.
Two quick outs now as Molina rolls over to Alex Bregman. We just spoke about him, and that'll bring up with two outs Johnny Peralta with the Astros leading 3-2.
Feels weird to call this an interleague matchup between the Astros and Cardinals. You're right in the middle of of all the heated wars these two teams had in the National League Central back in the early 2000s.
Without a doubt. It was a lot of fun, but I can tell you, after a 3-game series with the Cardinals, whether it be at home or on the road, it was mentally and physically draining. It always took us an extra day to kind of catch our breath and get going, but it was we had to beat each other.
Yeah.
Both teams, we just didn't beat ourselves. So whenever you have good pitch and you don't beat yourselves, it's going to be a good ball game.
Mike Matheny, their manager, was speaking before the ball game. He said that 2004 series was his most special memory of his career. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, well, it should be for him because they beat us. Mine was the following year when we beat them.
Yeah.
No, but that was an unbelievable series.
It really was.
No road team won a game.
Right,
that's
right.
It was all home wins. I mean, we go there, we get swept. So we come back home, we sweep them in 3. And then we go there, Edmonds hits the walk-off in the, extra innings. It kind of deflated us a little bit, and then Poole's getting a big hit in Game 7. So, yeah. I can still remember it like it was yesterday, but yeah, it was a great series.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Peralta. Swings over the top of that breaking ball, and that's the 5th strikeout of the ball game now for Keuchel, who stranded 11 in a row Cardinals to this point now. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning with keep him nice and healthy. Probably better to stay off of that as Garcia flips a big breaking ball just off the outside corner for ball 1. Astros 3 runs on 4 hits. Cardinals 2 runs on 3 hits. As Marisnick stands in, the windup, the 1-0 pitch is rifled fair down the third baseline. That'll go all the way to the corner in left field as Marisnick will be able to jog into second base for a leadoff double here in the 4th inning. Good piece of hitting, another breaking ball. Marisnick stayed back just long enough to collect his 13th double of the season. That was your Honda Drive of the Game, brought to you by your Greater Houston Honda dealers as the Astros tried to stretch their 3-2 lead here in the 4th inning. And it's the leadoff hitter, George Springer, to the plate now, who's reached twice. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. Scored the first run for the Astros on a 2-run homer by Bregman. Springer was on base. Also, Astros scoring in the 3rd inning on a solo homer by Marwin Gonzalez. That's their 3 runs. As Garcia comes set, now checks the runner. First pitch to Springer, outside corner for a strike. Today's health tip is brought to you by Houston Methodist Cancer Center. The Houston Methodist Lung Cancer Screening Program can help individuals receive a diagnosis at an early age. If you're a current or former smoker, 55 and older, have smoked 1 pack of cigarettes a day the last 30 years, you may qualify for a lung cancer screening, as that one's dribbled foul. 0-2 on George. To learn more, call 713-441-LUNG. That's L-U-N-G. Or visit HoustonMethodist.org/cancer. Houston Methodist leading medicine. 3-2 lead for the Astros. That's Marisnick on second base. Nobody out. Springer trying to at least move Marisnik along here. Conventional positioning for the Cardinals on the infield. As now Springer will call timeout. Garcia and Molina having a tough time getting together here on the proper pitch selection. Garcia comes set, now delivers. It's a breaking ball. That's in the dirt. Good block by Molina. That ball landed right in front of him and stayed right there. That's what a catcher's looking for. Garcia with that bright red glove to match the colors of this road gray uniform for the Cardinals. Astros in their home whites. Pretty good sized crowd on hand. You see some red sprinkled around the seats. A lot of Cardinals fans all around the country. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to George. And that's fouled into the front foot. A good changeup from Garcia. Had Springer out in front. He's trying to make Springer pull the ball to the left side so Marisnik can't advance. So you'll see the soft stuff and the fastballs inside. Typically in these cases. Garcia looks in for the sign. Now puts his hands together about chest high. Kicks, fires, and there's a ground ball to the shortstop. That's what Garcia wanted. This goes to Greg Garcia, and he throws high to the first baseman, Moss, but he's able to keep his foot on the bag. So there's one out. Runner does not advance. So that's exactly what the pitcher's trying to do, trying to get you to hit a ground ball to the left side of the infield. So Marisnik will have to stay put with less than 2 outs. Now 1 out for Alex Bregman. 2 for 2 so far in this one. Hit his first major league homer in the first. An opposite field blast. That was a 2-run homer. Also has an infield single on a check swing bouncer over the head of the shortstop. Garcia comes set. Backwards glance at the runner. And there's a curveball in there for a strike. 70 miles per hour on that flipper. On deck for the Astros, Jose Altuve. The Astros certainly had chances to break this one open in the second inning. They got the bases loaded with 1 out, and their third and fourth place hitters at the plate. But Altuve and Correa weren't able to cash in. Here's the 0-1, and this one's popped up right side. Looks like it'll be playable for Moss. He's down the right field line. That's a tough play, and that's a foul ball landing right in between Piscotty and Moss. Both guys giving up, thinking the other was going to call the other off. But Moss, the first baseman, was tracking that baseball and just quit. That's a situation where maybe a fan down the right field line had started yelling, "I got it," or something like that, because for whatever reason, Moss did not continue to go after that one. So it's a break for Bregman. The count's 0-2. He'll have to battle here. Points the bat at the pitcher as he waits Garcia to come set. Now wheels it around. Is Garcia ready? Long pause. Now the pitch. And that's a slider, and that misses low and in. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count now. Cardinals scored their 2 runs in the first inning as well. An RBI single by Brandon Moss and an RBI ground out by the catcher Molina. As Keuchel was a little slow out of the gate, but he's retired 11 in a row now, starting with those last 2 outs in the first inning. We're in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out, runner on second. The 1-2, that's in the dirt. Bregman doesn't make a move at it, as Molina had to block that changeup. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. See that gold patch on the front of the chest protector of Molina, indicating, yep, I'm a Gold Glover. Multi-timer for Molina, as was his manager, Mike Matheny, a 4-time Gold Glover. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Astros lead this one 3-2. As Jaime Garcia comes set, delivers the 2-2. It's a changeup in the dirt, so Bregman, falling behind 0-2, has worked it to 3-2 now. After that foul ball that fell foul just down the right field line, somebody should have caught that one for sure. Now the second baseman, Carpenter, is pulled around to the pull side for Bregman, playing right behind the second base back. So there's a pretty big hole on the right side. Garcia set. Here's the 3-2, and it's a breaking ball, and that's fouled. Hopping toward the Cardinal dugout on the third base side. Bat boy Jake out of the dugout to get that foul ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bregman. Of course, an LSU Tiger. Talked with him during Astro Launch, and he's excited for the college football season. The 3-2, and that ball's whistled foul down the right field line. Thinks they have a chance to run the table. That's what he was telling me after the interview. Said, who's the quarterback? He says that he's not sure. Jose Altuve on deck. Astros with a 3-2 lead. Good speed on second. That's Marisnick. The lefty comes set. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That ball's hit hard, right center field. That's got a chance. Piscotty on the track. He's going to make the catch. A step shy of the wall in right field. Another great swing by Bregman. Marisnick tags on second, and he'll go to third base on a well-struck ball by Alex Bregman. Almost rode his second one out of here. So 2 down for Jose Altuve. Altuve so far 1 for 2. Singled in the first inning. 2 hits shy of 1,000 in his career for Jose Altuve. Got his first hit on July 20th, 2011. It's been quite a ride. Altuve with dirt all over his uniform already. All over the front of his jersey, all over the front and back of his socks, all over his hamstring. The pitch. The ball's hit hard but foul down the right field line. A little late on the fastball. 90 miles per hour from Jaime Garcia. Jaime from Mexico. Altuve's average at 363 on the season. Led the league a couple of years ago at 341. Here's the pitch. It's in there. Strike 2. 0-2 to Altuve. Of course, Jeff Luhnow, general manager for the Astros, he was responsible for the Cardinals selecting Jaime Garcia when he was the director of the minor leagues of the Cardinals at that time. Here's a ball hit hard, right field. Incoming is Piscotty, and it's a snow cone off the glove and out of the glove of Piscotty. Altuve with an RBI as Marisnick scores on that line drive, slicing away from the right fielder. Tried to make that catch, headlong dive. But it just snuck in there, as they usually do for Altuve. Now 999 hits in his career, and the Astros have a 4-2 lead. Big 2-out RBI for Jose Altuve. Here's Correa. Correa walked and struck out so far in this game. He has a 10-game hitting streak. Altuve with 26 stolen bases. This isn't a bad time to run. Maybe tough with the lefty and, of course, Molina behind the plate. A quick throw over to first base, and Altuve gets back standing. Correa was 3 for 4 on Sunday at Toronto as he got to that 10-game hitting streak. That 10-game hitting streak is a career high for Carlos. Bends at the knees and quickly thrown over as Altuve draws another throw. So he's yet to make a pitch to Correa. Looks like the Cardinals are thinking Altuve may go here. 82 RBIs on the season for Correa. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball way high as Molina comes out of his crouch and still catches it above his helmet. So it's a 1-ball, no strike count to Correa. Infield shaded to pull on Carlos. Big hole on the right side with Moss, the first baseman, holding on Altuve. as Garcia comes set, checks the runner, now the pitch. It's a grounder fisted toward the second baseman Carpenter. He fields by the bag, the second base bag, and steps on the bag to get the force on Altuve, so it's a fielder's choice for Correa. That'll do it for the out.
In the 3 innings since, Jericho grounded out his last time up. 3 infielders on the left side. Keuchel delivers, and there's a strike on the inside corner. Take a look at the 5th inning scoreboard, brought to you by CenterPoint Energy, always there. We're telling you earlier about a no-hitter that was in progress by the Red Sox in Baltimore, 0-1. That's low. And not only has that no-hitter ended in the 7th inning, Eduardo Rodriguez, 4 no-hit innings, left with a hamstring injury, and then Matt Barnes came in. Barnes gave up a 1-out single to Steve Pearce in the 7th to end the no-hitter, and the Orioles scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, tie that game at 3, 1-1. There's a strike on the inside corner. Mookie Betts, his 27th home run of the year in that game for Boston. They're now in the top of the 8th, tied at 3, Red Sox in Baltimore. 1-2. Down and in. They're through 4 innings in Chicago. Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Brewers. Jason Hamill starting that game for the Cubs. Dodgers leading the Phillies 8-2. They're in the 7th inning in Philadelphia. Howie Kendrick, Chase Utley, and Yasmani Grandal with home runs for the Dodgers. Utley homering in his return to Philadelphia. 2-2 to Jerko. Swing and a miss. Jerko goes down on a fastball down and in, and Keuchel picks up his 6th strikeout, 1 out.
That got Jerko off the plate, finished him off.
They're in the 6th inning in New York. Yankees lead the Blue Jays 6-4. 2 home runs in that game for New York's Gary Sanchez. Didi Gregorius has also homered for the Yankees. Troy Tulowitzki, Russell Martin have gone deep for Toronto. Randall Grichuk flied out to left center his first time. 3 infielders on the left side. Keuchel's pitch, and that's on the outside corner for a strike, able to get the breaking ball over. Indians lead the White Sox 2-1. They're in the 7th in Cleveland. Justin Morneau, his 4th home run for the White Sox. The 0-1 outside. Royals with a 5-1 lead at Detroit. They're in the 8th inning. Danny Duffy starting that game for Kansas City. He's been on some type of roll. Has won his last 8 decisions. Raul Mondesi, Alex Gordon, and Eric Hosmer have homered for Kansas City. 1-1, swing and a foul tip into the glove of Castro. Jared Saltalamacchia, his 11th home run of the year for the Tigers run. Tigers announcing a trade today, acquiring shortstop Eric Ibar from Atlanta. Mike Aviles and a minor leaguer going over to the Braves in that deal. The 1-2. That's ripped in the left field. A base hit for Grichuk. Cut off in the corner by Hernandez. Grichuk trying to go to second and throw to Altuve. The slide. Grichuk beats it. Throw was a bit offline to the center field side of second base, and Altuve had to reach back to the base in order to get Grichuk, who earns the double, his 16th of the year.
A great hustle by Grichuk. Didn't take anything for granted that there's that short wall down the left field line, and sprinted out of the box and got into scoring position.
So Grichuk at second with 1 out for Greg Garcia, who struck out looking his first time. So part of the reason that the Tigers wanted Eric Ibar, 3/4 of their infield is out right now. Now, Miguel Cabrera, he has a biceps injury. He's day-to-day, not on the DL, but Nick Castellanos, Jose Iglesias, left side of the Tigers infield on the DL. Pitch to Garcia, and that's outside for a ball. So as a result, the Tigers trading for Eric Ibar from the Braves. Twins are the Reds and Marlins in action in Cincinnati. 1-0. Ground ball softly hit right side. Altuve to his right. He has it. Slings it the first in time for the second out. Over to third goes Grichuk. The Reds lead the Marlins 6-3. They're in the 9th inning. Reds scored 5 runs in the first. Tony Cingrani on to try and close it out for Cincinnati. Christian Yelich with a home run for Miami. Tucker Barnhart went deep for the Reds. Twins, they're leading the Braves 2-0 in the 8th in Atlanta. Speaking of the Braves, trading away Eric Ibar. With Ibar being traded, the Braves announcing that they're going to call up top prospect Dansby Swanson to play shortstop. He's going to join the team tomorrow. First pitch to Pham. Down and in with a breaking ball. Nice stop by Castro to his left to save a run. Pham is 1 for 2 with a double under run tonight. Swanson was picked first overall in the draft last year. The second overall pick last year was Alex Bregman. So Swanson's going to get called up from Double-A and join the Braves tomorrow. 1-0. Fastball outside. Joe Mauer with a home run in that game for Minnesota. Again, the Twins leading in Atlanta 2-0 in the top of the 8th inning. Rays with a 12-1 lead over the Padres. They're in the 6th in St. Petersburg. Brad Miller, 2 home runs for Tampa Bay. 2-0. That's low. Nick Franklin and Corey Dickerson have also gone deep for the Rays. Dickerson just went deep to make it 13-1 Rays. They're in the 6th inning in Arlington. A's lead the Rangers 1-0. 3-0. That's right down the middle, and it's 3-1. Astros starting the day 8 games off the pace set by the Rangers in the AL West. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Got a fastball by him away. And it's 3-2 now to Tommy Pham. Andrew Triggs, 5 shutout innings in that game thus far for the A's. They're in the 3rd inning in Colorado. Nationals lead the Rockies 2-0. 3-2. That's hit in the air pretty deep right field. Springer is going back at the wall, and that's gone. 2-run home run, Tommy Pham, and we're tied at 4. Pham has had a hand in 3 of the Cardinals' 4 runs tonight.
Well, you don't expect a leadoff hitter to go opposite field. Fastball away from him, and he rode it out of here. 2 extra base hits for Pham now in this game. And on a 3-2 count with 2 outs, that's a heartbreaker.
9th home run for Pham. He now has 16 RBIs. Now it's Stephen Piscotty, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. Keichel's pitch. There's a strike on the inside corner. They're in the top of the 1st in Arizona. Mets and Diamondbacks no score. Braden Shipley on the mound for Arizona. The 0-1. It's at the knees for a strike. Later tonight, Mariners at the Angels. That is Ariel Miranda for Seattle against the Angels. Jolie's just seen. And the Pirates are in San Francisco. Jamison Taillon for Pittsburgh against the Giants. Jeff Samardzija. 0-2 is grounded foul off the screen in front of the Cardinals dugout, and it's 0-2 still. And that's your 5th inning scoreboard, and it's brought to you by CenterPoint Energy. Astros and Cardinals tied at 4 with 2 out and no one on for St. Louis in the top of the 5th. Dallas Keuchel just giving up the tying home run to Tommy Pham, a 2-run shot. Hands over the head in the windup, the 0-2. Fastball is high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Piscotty. One-two. Swing and a foul off Castro. Karams to the right, and it remains a ball and 2 strikes. Astros looking to bounce back after back-to-back losses in Toronto over the weekend. Had won 4 in a row before that. Going 4-3 on their 7-game road trip through Minnesota and Toronto. Piscotty ready. Long look in by Keuchel. Now he delivers a 1-2. That is on the inside corner for strike 3. Piscotty goes down looking. 7th strikeout for Keuchel, and the inning is over. But the Cardinals tie it on Tommy Pham's 2-run homer. And through 4.5, Astros 4, Cardinals. Jaime Garcia appearing again. The lefty delivers. And Marwin looks at one inside. Garcia, in addition to allowing the 6 hits and the 4 runs, he's walked 3 and has struck out 1. About to deliver his 77th pitch. Here it comes. And there's a strike on the inside corner, and it's 1-1.
Well, certainly has found a more consistent release point since the early going in this ball game.
One delivery. Missed high with an off-speed pitch.
It's all about adjustments as pitchers and catchers trying to figure out what works on that particular day and using more off-speed than usual.
2-1. Swing and a miss. There is a changeup, and Gonzalez badly fooled. It's 2-2.
That's where a good veteran catcher, especially such a heady one like Yadier Molina, becomes so important. I figure that Garcia was missing a lot with his fastball, so he had to hurry and find something.
2-2. And Gonzalez lifts this one in the left center. Coming over is Pham. He calls off Grichuk and makes the catch. And there is one away.
Sounded like they broke the bat of Marwin that time on a good changeup low and away off the end of the bat.
Now it's Gaddis who has fouled out and flied out tonight. Hey, it's Astros Tuesday at Papa John's. That means when the Astros play on Tuesday, you'll receive 50% off online pizza orders. Simply enter promo code Astros at papajohns.com for 50% off Papa John's pizzas. Astros Tuesday at Papa John's, the official pizza of the Houston Astros. Garcia, leg kick, and the pitch. It's a curveball that misses high.
He's gotten Gaddis out on the front foot both times up so far. Weak pop-ups, one to the first baseman and one to the right fielder. See if he can stay back here.
1-0 delivery. There's a strike on the inside corner. But with another breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Garcia rocks and delivers. It's low. Two-seam fastball, 90 miles an hour, and it's a 2-ball and 1-strike count.
He's just throwing that fastball for show now. Trying to speed him up a little bit. And keeps coming back to that off-speed stuff.
Teoscar Hernandez on deck. The 2-1, swing and a miss. An off-speed offering, and it's 2-2 now to Gaddis. Astros looking for their third straight win over the Cardinals after taking both games in St. Louis in June. 2-2. And Gaddis ropes this one deep to left field. Pham is going back, has a play, a step shy of the wall, makes the catch. And that is out number 2. Hit pretty well by Gaddis. Pham able to move toward the line to make that grab.
Another changeup, got it off the end of the bat. Trajectory was perfect to ride it out of here, but Garcia continually throwing that off-speed stuff, especially to Gaddis.
So 2 out and no one on for Teoscar Hernandez, who was lined out and flied out. Outfield straight away against the right-handed hitter. Infield pretty much straight up as well. Pitch on the way. Curveball, and that is outside. 1-0. Teoscar Hernandez, native of Bonao, Dominican Republic, just 23 years old. 1-0. That's hit foul and out of play into the second deck. And no matter how long Teoscar plays in the big leagues, he'll always remember the name Francisco Liriano, because that's the pitcher that Teoscar took deep in Toronto in his first big league game for his first big league home run on Friday. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2.
It's been quite a story for Teoscar as well. He had such a tough season a year ago in Corpus Christi. Really his worst professional season since he signed.
As a result, the Astros did not invite him to spring training, although he did wind up getting into spring training games quite a bit this year. The 1-2. That's lined down the right field line, but will slice into the seats. Remains a ball and 2 strikes to Hernandez.
They also exposed him to the Rule 5 draft. Didn't protect him on the 40-man roster, so any team could have plucked him off the Astros and stuck him on their roster. In fact, a lot of people had speculated that he may be one of those guys claimed.
Hernandez ready for another 1-2 from Garcia. Here it comes. Breaking ball in the dirt. Hernandez holds on the swing to even the count. Teoscar becoming the 5th player in Astros history to hit a home run in his first big league game. Last to do it was John Singleton, did it a couple of years ago. Mark Sacamano did it in 2008. Dave Matranga did it in 2003. And the first to do it was Ken Caminiti, did it in 1987. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a changeup. And Teoscar becomes the second strikeout victim of Jaime Garcia. 1-2-3 inning for Garcia. Got another restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. First pitch to Matt Carpenter is inside for a ball, and we're underway in the 6th inning. Astros and Cardinals tied at 4. Carpenter's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a run scored. Keuchel hands over the head in the windup, the 1-0. And there's a strike on the inside corner. Carpenter disagrees with Tony Randazzo, who nods his head as if to say, nope, that pitch was in the zone. Keuchel now at 89 pitches, working in the 6th inning. Pat Neshek starting to throw in the Astros pen. 1-1. Breaking ball. There's a strike on the outside corner with the slider, and it's 1-2 to Carpenter. Carpenter grabs a fistful of dirt, rubs it in his hands, doesn't wear batting gloves.
He's got his head down, and he's really working over the home plate umpire. But those last two.
The 1-2. That was high. Carpenter checked on the swing, and it's a 2-2 count.
There's a way to talk to those umpires. They don't want you to look back at them and show them up in front of everybody so they can tell that you're displeased. But he's got his head down and continuing to let Tony Randazzo know his displeasure.
2-2 is in the dirt. Carpenter held on the swing to run the count full.
Catchers will do the same thing for their pitchers. The key is just not to turn your head around.
And for a catcher, it's even easier to hide. They keep that mask on and just look straight ahead. Payoff pitch. Grounded foul up the first baseline off the screen in front of the Astros dugout. Carpenter has played a lot of third for the Cardinals this year. Has also played quite a bit of second. And has seen some time at first. Probably will see more time at first with Matt Holliday on the DL with the broken thumb. Will have surgery. Because that means Brandon Moss will probably wind up playing a lot of left field. 3-2. That is just off the outside corner and not by much for ball 4. So Carpenter draws the leadoff walk. That's the first free pass Keuchel has issued tonight. And the Cardinals have the go-ahead run on at first with nobody out for Brandon Moss.
Well, you never know if some of those conversations during the course of that at-bat may help a pitch go in your favor. Carpenter let Tony Randazzo know that he didn't like the high one and the low and away one. Finally, that last pitch was super borderline, but it went Carpenter's way.
Moss 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. 3 infielders on the right side. Keuchel's pitch, and Moss pops it foul and out of play behind the Cardinals dugout. About 15 rows back. 0-1.
You have to be careful with Moss. We've talked about how streaky he is. Has home runs in 3 of his last 4 games. Likes to get the ball in the air.
The 0-1. That's down. Moss made his big league debut with the Red Sox in 2007. Also got some big league action with the Pirates. He was a Pirates opening day right fielder in 2009, but then in 2010 barely saw time in the big leagues. And his career was really at a crossroads. Long set. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Moss wound up spending that offseason after the 2010 season thinking about maybe learning to be a firefighter because he didn't know how much longer baseball would last. He spent that offseason working as a cook at a Sonic restaurant in his hometown in Georgia. 1-2. That's low and away. And his wife Allison was a car hop at that same Sonic. And so Moss was starting to think, I don't know if this is the life that I want for me and my bride for the next several years. But
no place hops like Sonic, though.
Especially when the Mosses are working there, apparently. Moss then wound up signing a minor league deal with the A's, and the A's brought him up in late June of 2012, and he had 21 homers in 84 games. And, well, he's been a bona fide big leaguer ever since then. Says the difference for him was realizing that he is a power hitter. It's okay to strike out. It's okay to swing big. 2-2. That's off the plate away, and it's a full count.
Speaking of which, do you feel like diet cherry limeades are blasphemy?
I think diet soda is kind of blasphemy, period, because it just seems like if you're on a diet, maybe soda isn't the way to go. 3-2. That's hit sharply over the leap of Gonzalez and in the right field. Carpenter makes the turn. He'll go to the third. And Moss is on with his second hit of the night. Runners at the corners and nobody out for St. Louis.
Well, we've seen it a lot this season, Robert. And it seems like most of Keuchel's troubles have come out of the stretch position. And when an opposing team gets that leadoff hitter on, that's when his big innings show up.
Keuchel at an even 100 pitches. A.J. Hinch out of the dugout. He makes the signal for Pat Neshek as Keuchel is done after 5+. It's time for a Geico call to the bullpen. What does it mean when Geico says just 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance? It means you probably should have gone to Geico.com 15 minutes ago.
And now, Geico saving stories.
To get a couple of outs, Bregman's even with third, and Gonzalez holds on Moss at first, who's not a huge threat to go anywhere. First pitch to Molina, and that's hit into the screen, 0-1.
He's just got a tough combination as far as Neshek with that sidearm delivery. Looks like that fastball darts down, and that slider, the way he throws that pitch, it looks like it goes upward a lot of times, and that's a totally different look for righties.
Molina 0 for 1 lifetime against Neshek. The 0-1 hit foul back into the screen. Got the slider, and it's 0-2. Astros do have Ken Giles back in the bullpen tonight. Was away from the team for the Toronto series on the paternity list. And congratulations to Ken Giles and his wife Estella, proud parents of Brody Robert Giles, who was born on Friday. 6 pounds and 3 ounces, measuring 20 inches. We understand mother and baby are doing well. 0-2 is grounded. Diving stop by Gonzalez. Steps on first for one. Throws home, but not in time to get Carpenter. And there is one out, but the Cardinals lead 5-4 with Moss going on to second.
That's a great play by Marwin. By the time he dove for that ball and secured it, he was right by the bag, so he tagged it with his hand. And it's all it took for the runner at third base, Carpenter, to be able to score. There wasn't going to be a play there anyway. So Yadier now with 2 groundouts and RBIs on 2 of those.
So Molina now with 37 runs batted in on the season. 1 out and a runner in scoring position for Johnny Peralta, who's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. So with Ken Giles returning from the paternity list, Yandel Gustave being optioned to Fresno to make room. Neshek delivers, and there's a fastball on the inside corner. And A.J. Hinch sang on Astro Launch earlier today that he told Gustave, it wasn't like you did anything wrong. It was just that there isn't a spot for you right now, but figures to play a key part for the Astros. 0-1. And that's lifted shallow center field. Marisnik racing in. That'll drop in for a base hit. Moss will stop at third. A bloop single for Peralta, and they're runners at the corners again for the Cardinals, this time with 1 out.
Wasn't hit hard, but well enough. Good extension toward that outside corner for Peralta, covering that outside corner.
And that'll bring up Jed Jerko, who is grounded out and struck out. Jerko 0 for 1 lifetime against Neshek with a strikeout. First season with St. Louis after the last 3 seasons with the Padres to start his big league career. Pitch on the way. Swing and a bouncer foul behind home for strike 1. Activity in the Cardinals bullpen as right-hander Matt Bowman is getting loose. Jaime Garcia figures to be done for the night. Jerko ready. Now the 0-1. That is off the plate away, a ball and a strike.
Well, the Cardinals' bats went dormant for a while. 1 out in the first inning. Keuchel was able to retire 12 in a row. Now 5 of 8 have reached by St. Louis.
1-1. That's outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
It's like they flipped a switch and put together a lot of good at-bats.
5-4 Cardinals. Moss at third. And Peralta at first base with one out. Top of the 6th. 2-1 to Jerko. That's driven in the air. Left center fairly deep. Marisnik racing back. Looking up, and that's gone. A 3-run home run for Jed Jerko. And the Cardinals now have an 8-4 lead.
Wow, that's amazing. Pat Neshek came in. Righties had hit 128 off of him this season. Back-to-back here on base hits by right-handers. And Jerko, a fastball right on the outside corner, maybe elevated a touch. But, man, did he launch that one.
Jerko hits his 18th home run of the year. And the book now closed on Keuchel, who's charged with 6 runs in 5+ innings and is on the hook. Here's Randall Grichuk. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Grichuk doubled and scored in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 2 today. Now the 1-strike pitch. That's a fastball on the inside corner. And 0-2 now to the native of Rosenberg, Texas, Randall Grichuk. And home run allowed by Neshek, just the second he's given up to a right-handed hitter this season. The 0-2 hit foul back into the screen. Grichuk able to spoil the slider away. Only other home run Neshek had allowed to a righty was by Adrian Beltre of the Rangers back on April 21st. 5th home run allowed by Neshek this year. Here comes a 2-strike pitch. And that's popped foul over the screen. And it remains 0-2. It's been a frustrating night for the Astros all the way around. Keuchel gets off to the slow start, giving up a couple of runs in the first, seemed to settle down after that, but then getting into trouble. Giving up the 2-run home run to Pham in the 5th to tie it, and not getting an out here in the 6th. Here's the 0-2. Hit foul over the screen and into the second deck. Meanwhile, on the offensive side, the Astros have squandered several chances in the early innings against Jaime Garcia. At first and second, and nobody out in the first, and did not score after the 2-run home run by Bregman. And they loaded the bases with 1 out in the second and did not score.
With the 3-4 hitters up.
The 0-2. That's high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So the Astros go on to lose this ball game. They'll look back to really a lot of those chances early in the game. Cardinals leading 8-4. They've scored 4 so far here in the 6th to reclaim the lead. The 1-2. That's popped up right side, shallow toward the line. Long run for Gonzalez and Springer. Springer sliding on the warning track and won't have a play. That's into the first row of the seats. Springer was sliding there just as an act of self-preservation.
Fan reaching over the wall down the line, maybe preventing Springer an opportunity to come up with that catch.
Yeah, sure did.
By the way, Chris Stavinsky up in the bullpen for the Astros now.
It's a 1-2 count to Grichuk. Keeps on fighting off some tough 2-strike pitches from Neshek. Pitch on the way. That's high, and it's 2-2. Three infielders on the left side. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Finally got Grichuk on the slider down and away. And Neshek picks up his first strikeout, 2 outs in the inning.
They kept fouling off some pitches. They were even off that outside corner. Finally got it low enough where he would swing over the top.
Now it's Greg Garcia, 7th man to bat in the inning for the Cardinals. He has struck out and grounded out. Hey, Astros fans, be sure to visit our updated fan-friendly site at astros.com/radio. Download or stream our daily podcasts and interviews with your favorite players and Major League stars. Leave comments and pitch your questions to the booth. Go to astros.com/radio today. First pitch, fastball's in there for strike one to Greg Garcia. The native of El Cajon, California, in the San Diego area. Played his college baseball at the University of Hawaii. 0-1. It's on the outside corner. One of his teammates at Hawaii, Colton Wong, infielder on the Cardinals, as now Garcia has a few words with Tony Randazzo about the strike zone. Here's the 0-2. That's off the plate away. Ball and 2 strikes the count to Garcia.
It's pretty crazy that a couple of teammates in college at Hawaii would be drafted by the same team and both make it to the major leagues. Pretty slim odds there.
0-1-2. Change up, swing and a miss. Garcia down on strikes, and the inning is over. Back-to-back strikeouts for Neshek, but not before Yadier Molina with the... And with a chance to win after the Cardinals put up the 4 spot on the top of the 6th. First pitch to Castro was low. Castro walked in the 2nd. Grounded out in the 3rd. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chased a high fastball, and it's 1-1.
Well, still plenty of time in this ball game. The Astros tend to get those big innings when they get somebody on real early in the inning. It's up to Castro to start things off for the Astros here.
1-1. Breaking ball drops in for a strike, and Castro down a ball and 2 strikes.
Boy, Jaime Garcia has gotten better last few innings of this ball game. It looked like Garcia was going to get knocked out in the 2nd or 3rd inning early on.
The 1-2. Ground ball pulled foul up the first baseline, and it's 1-2 still. That's now Alex Reyes warming up in the Cardinals bullpen. Bowman had been up earlier. It's now the hard-throwing right-hander Reyes. No one up in the Astros bullpen at the moment. Chris Davinsky was up earlier. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball off the plate away. And it's a 2-2 count to Castro. Works from the third base side of the rubber. 2-2 pitch. And that's drilled deep to right center field, and you can kiss that one goodbye. Deep into the second deck for Jason Castro. And it's 8-5 Cardinals. Castro hitting his 8th home run of the year.
That's back-to-back games now for Jason Castro. Center field in Toronto and deep right field here at Minute Maid Park.
Castro with his 25th run batted into the season, and Mike Matheny makes the slow walk to the mound. It looked like he had left Garcia in simply just to face the left-handed hitter. And while it doesn't work out the way Matheny certainly would have liked, Garcia out of the game, but still with the lead after 5+ innings. And this pitching change is brought to you by Landry's, leader in dining, hospitality, entertainment, and gaming with over 500 locations nationwide. Jason Castro just hit a home run for the Astros, who trailed the Cardinals 8-5 in the bottom of the 6th. Jake Marisnick swings at a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1. Marisnick reached on the fielder's choice in the 2nd, doubled and scored in the 4th.
Well, throws a lot of fastballs ordinarily, and those fastballs are 2-seamers in the upper 90s.
0-1. There's that 2-seamer. It's outside at 97 miles an hour, and it's 1-1.
Also has that curveball and a good changeup. Very thick body for a 21-year-old.
Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Got a fastball by Marisnick, and it's 1-2. Leg kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on an off-speed offering. And Marisnick is the first out.
Well, Marisnik saw all 3 of his pitches, and that's the advantage of turning a starter into a relief pitcher. Usually has command of 3 different offerings. At times saw the curve, the fastball, and that last one, the changeup with good arm speed.
Could really prove to be quite a weapon for the Cardinals out of the bullpen down the stretch. Through 3 scoreless innings against the Cubs on Saturday to earn his first big league win. First pitch to George Springer is outside for a ball. Springer's been hit by a pitch. He's walked, has scored a run, and is grounded out. 0 for 1. Reyes delivers a 1-0. Off the plate away, 2 balls and no strikes. And all of these fastballs in the upper 90s. 2-0. Low, 3 balls and no strikes. Reyes, the Cardinals minor league pitcher of the year, co-minor league pitcher of the year last season. Pitching mostly at high A and double A. And a 2.49 ERA last season. Those couple of stops to 3-0. That's high, and Springer walks on 4 pitches. Second time Springer has drawn a free pass tonight. And here's Bregman, who has swung the bat well. Hit a 2-run home run in the first, had an infield hit in the second, flied out to deep right center in the fourth.
And Bregman's actually seen Alex Reyes. That was in the Futures game where he got an extra base hit off a 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah, Reyes started that Futures game for the World Team in San Diego, and Bregman was in the lineup for the U.S. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Got that fastball by him, and it's 0-1. Bregman had an outstanding Futures game. And who knows, might have been the Futures game MVP had the U.S. team won that game.
Yeah, triple-double and a single for Alex in that game.
And went 3 for 5, also scored a run. 0-1. That fastball is high, and it's 1-1 now to Bregman. Now Molina will go out and talk with Reyes. Reyes didn't start pitching this year until late May. It's because he started the season with a 50-game suspension, tested positive for a recreational drug. And so got off to a late start to the year. Pitched in the Arizona Fall League after last season. Just his 4th professional season. Springer off first, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. 8-5 Cardinals lead the Astros. 1-1. And Bregman lifts this one down the right field line. That'll slice into the seats, foul. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Outfield shaded the other way against the right-handed hitter. The 1-2. That is on the inside corner for strike 3. Frozen with an off-speed pitch. Molina throws down to first to check Springer, who gets back easily. And Bregman is the second out. Borderline pitch goes Reyes' way.
It's a changeup inside corner. Bregman definitely gave up on it, but good late drop at the end. And Yadier Molina with that catch at the upper zone gave a good frame job for the home plate umpire to get the call for his pitcher.
So now it's Jose Altuve. Altuve 2 for 3 with an RBI single. Has 999 hits in his career. Outfield shaded the other way. Reyes delivers, and Altuve hits it foul into the seats off to the right. And if you're going to come up and face Reyes, you got to come up there ready to hit that fastball. That one at 98 miles an hour to Altuve.
Yeah, you got to get it ready. Just get that foot down and see it. And if it's over the plate like Altuve, he's thinking about swinging every pitch.
Oh, 1. Rounded sharply foul at the third baseline, and it's 0-2 to Altuve. Leads the American League with 169 hits this season. His average right now at 364. Altuve ready. Throw over to first, and Springer dives back safely. Moss had to pick that throw, that low throw from Reyes. Reyes' predecessor, Jaime Garcia, committed an error on an errant pickoff throw, although it didn't come back to bite him. Garcia giving up 5 runs in 5+ innings, but he's in line for the victory. Altuve back in the box with that two-toned bat and white batting gloves, waiting for Alex Reyes. Here's the 0-2. That's a fastball high. Molina almost had to come out of his crouch to grab it.
Molina perhaps aware that Altuve, the best in all of Major Leagues at hitting off-speed pitches, typically looks for off-speed with 2 strikes. It's the reason why he's hitting 380 off of such pitches.
Now the 1-2. Fastball lined into right field. Piscotty coming in, and he makes the catch. That ball hung up long enough for Piscotty to get there. Hit pretty sharply by Altuve, and the inning is over. Astros get a run back on Jason Castro's leadoff homer, but they strand a runner, and we're through 6 innings. Cardinals 8.
7-7-7-7. ARS Rescue Rooter. Chris Stavinsky on the mound for the Astros as he throws the first pitch low and away to Pham to start things off here in the 7th. Astros trailing by 3. Pham, a .260 hitter on the season. It is 9th homer of the season. Back in the 5th as he swings that changeup. Comes up empty like many hitters do. Chris Stavinsky, one of the best changeups in the league. He's already established that fastball, changeup, and slider from Chris. Short sleeves, hands over the head, delivers the 1-1, and there's a changeup. A little bit low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Cardinals 8 runs on 8 hits. Astros 5 runs on 7 hits. Biggest difference in this game, the Astros have stranded 7 men on base. Cardinals just 1. Here's a 2-1. Changeup, swing and a miss. As Pham goes down to 1 knee, looking helpless on that swing. Astros have lost 11 of their last 17 games. Been a tough stretch. Just home for 2 days here, back out on the road. Baltimore for 4, and then on to Pittsburgh for 3. The 2-2, and it's in there. Strike 3. Pham watches that one go by. Obviously, he had the changeup in the back of his mind, and that fastball just raced by. And there's 1 quick out here in the 7th. Here's Stephen Piscotty. He'll come into the box, do a little landscaping with the hole at the back end. He's 0 for 3 so far. Big right-handed hitter. First pitch is low. Ball 1. Piscotty, a Stanford product. 274 on the season with 17 jacks. Long and lean. Got a lot of power with that leverage. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, Correa. He waits on it. It's a worm burner, and he throws across for the second out of the inning. Score. That's 6-3. There's 2 outs in the inning now for Matt Carpenter. Carpenter has scored twice. He singled in the first inning and came around to score the second run of the ball game for the Cardinals. Also led off the 6th with a walk and came around to score. Elkins High School product. Now lives in Fort Worth, right off the campus of TCU where he met his wife. Holds the bat right at the knob. First pitch, changeup, bounces in. 0-1. Cardinals with an 8-5 lead. Infield shaded to pull. Mr. Carpenter, outfield shaded the other direction. Here's the 1-0. Changeup, and that one's in there. It's 1-1. 4th in the National League on base percentage for Matt Carpenter. It's a great eye at the plate. He's walked 62 times now. It's only struck out 69. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Chris Stavinsky. First time he's pitched since a spot start where he got his first major league win. The 2-1 curveball, and that's fouled off toward the Astros dugout. Made a spot start in his last outing pitching Game 2 of that Thursday doubleheader in Minnesota. With 5 scoreless innings. How about that? Just gave up a couple of hits, 5 punch-outs. The 2-2. Fastball popped up down the left side. Giving it a look is Bregman toward the seats, and he watches it go about 6 rows deep toward Keuchel's corner down the left field line. Keuchel started the ball game for the Astros, went 5+. It looked under control there for a little while, but I think kind of went off the rails. Ended up giving up 6 runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts for Dallas. As Carpenter, did he check his swing? Yes, he did. Checking the third base umpire, Brian Knight. And it's a 3-ball, 2-strike count now. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 7th. Cardinals lead it 8-5. Big 4-run, 6th inning for the Cardinals. That's the difference. Here's the 3-2. Change up, ripped foul. That goes into the seats down the right field line this time. As Carpenter finds himself ahead of it. Among American League rookies this year, Davinsky ranked 2nd in ERA. Fastball at the knee, strike 3. Carpenter not happy with that call. But it's a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Davinsky, striking out 2. And we'll go to the stretch with the Cardinals leading the Astros. Correa with 18 homers on the season faces Alex Reyes for the first time, and there's a curveball backing Correa out of there. 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals with an 8-5 advantage. Steve Sparks, Robert Ford, and our producer engineer Matt Usain Bolts as the curveball is on the outside corner, 1-1.
Never knew that was his middle name.
Super fast. Here's Alex Reyes, the big windup. The fastball misses high.
Now, Reyes started off Correa with a breaking ball. He started off a few of these Astros hitters with something other than the fastball. Probably well aware of the Astros' ability to ambush.
That fastball is fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
By the way, left-hander Zach Duke has started to get loose in the Cardinals bullpen. The other lefty in the Cardinals bullpen, Kevin Segrist, not sure if he's available tonight. He came out of Sunday's game with some fatigue.
2-2. Fastball, and that's grounded down the right field line. What an at-bat by Correa. Got a fastball up in the zone and poked it right by the first baseman, Brandon Moss, on a hard hit ball down the first base line. Getting things started for the Astros here in the 7th.
And Moss playing off the line against the right-handed hitter, and Correa able to just poke that by him. And they get pitch up in the zone from Reyes.
AAA action tonight. Omaha's at Fresno. The Grizzlies, of course, the AAA affiliate for the Astros. Keegan Ewell pitching for the Grizzlies. Ewell's had a good year. Started off in Corpus Christi AA. Went 8-3 there. And that's a 0-0 ball game as they play in the 3rd inning. As Marwin Gonzalez takes the first pitch right in there for strike 1. Gonzalez, 1 for 2, hit a sacrifice. That was a bunt back in the 1st. Also his 11th homer of the season, and he's flied out to left. Batting from the left side for the first time this evening is Marwin. Quick throw over to first base. Carlos Correa gets back. Astros Radio Down on the Farm Report is brought to you by Chick-fil-A Houston. Fresno Grizzlies 10 games above 500.
Is Gurriel playing in that game?
It's a good question. He should be. See, Gurriel is. He's 0 for 1. He's the DH tonight as Gonzalez swings over that one. 0-2 now to Marwin.
Of course, the thought had been that Gurriel would make his big league debut in this series against the Cardinals, but Gurriel struggling to get his timing and wanting a little bit more time to work on that, as this is basically spring training for him.
Yeah.
First time he's played competitively since February.
You know, it would not be fair to the Astros or him to bring him up in this playoff push the Astros are in unless he can help.
Exactly.
0-2 to Marwin. He calls timeout, back in there quickly. Standing very close to home plate. Reyes comes set. Here's the pitch. That's a ground ball over to the third baseman. That's Jed Jerko, throws to the second baseman, and no return throw to first base is that fielder's choice. Nets Reyes and out. They have the shift on there.
Yeah, hit so slowly it was going to be really tough to turn 2 on that. Gonzalez really busting it down the line.
One out for Evan Gaddis. Gaddis so far, he's popped up and flied out twice. Teoscar Hernandez, another right-hander on deck. Reyes leans in slightly as he looks in for the sign. Now set. Small leg kick and fires a fastball high. Ball 1. 98 miles per hour on that one. Gaddis a .232 hitter, 18 homers. Cardinals leading 8-5. Get a sense if Gaddis can get a pitch on the inner third, he could make this a 1-run ball game in a hurry.
That's certainly where he likes it.
Here's the 1-0. Pops it up. That's behind home plate, just below us. 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield shaded to pull on Gaddis. Big hole on the right side. Marwin on first base has 9 stolen bases. It's currently second on the team in stolen bases now that Gomez is gone. Here's the 1-1. Big breaking ball missed way outside. 2-1 now to Evan. As far as Reyes to home plate, he's just kind of right around average. Not quick and he's not slow. 2-1. Change up in there. Beautiful pitch. 2-2.
Well, I know you always talk about it, Steve. When the hitter sees that changeup coming in, or see the ball coming in, they assume fastball.
Yeah, that's cheating.
Then you get an off-speed pitch, and tough for a hitter to pull the trigger on that.
An off-speed pitch with the same spin as a fastball. Here's a 2-2. Breaking ball missed way outside again. 3-2. Doesn't have a good feel for that breaker.
No, the changeup appears to be the better secondary pitch for him.
Surprised he has such good arm speed on that changeup, but he certainly does. So it's a full count to Gaddis. Probably won't be going Marwin at first. 3-2. Fastball, rip foul. That one hitting off the facade of the Mazda club level and caroming into the lower bowl. Count remains 3-2 on Gaddis. Reyes, the second pitcher of the ball game for the Cardinals. Jaime Garcia went 5+, giving up 5 runs. He's in line for the win if they can hold on. They lead it 8-5. Here's the 3-2. And it's at the knees for strike 3. Gaddis thought about going for it. Tell you what, Molina, I believe, stole that low pitch.
Well, Gaddis, came close to going around. And Gaddis was asking, did I go around? Was that pitch a strike? And Randazzo had called that strike 3.
So 2 outs now for Teoscar Hernandez. No, there's going to be a pinch hitter. It's going to be A.J. Reed facing this right-hander. See if Mike Matheny wants to make a move here.
He's got the left-hander Zach Duke ready.
Yep. Doesn't appear he will, so A.J. Reed will get a shot here off of the right-handed pitcher. A.J. with a couple of homers as a big leaguer. Points the bat at the pitcher until he comes set. Now he comes set. 2 outs, runner on first base. First pitch to Reed is swung through for strike 1, 97 miles per hour.
Well, Reed was, or at least he thought he was ready for that fastball, but swung through it.
Some guys look like they really try to throw hard, and some guys don't. This guy doesn't. It's that easy cheese. The 0-1 misses upstairs. That was the changeup squirting out of his hand. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jason Castro's on deck. Outfield's playing deep right here. That's no doubles. Reed taps the plate with his bat. Big first baseman, tons of power. The 1-1 that squirts away from Reyes and past the catcher Molina as Marwin Gonzalez goes to second base on the wild pitch.
Yeah, not a whole lot that Molina could have done with that one.
So a couple of wild pitches in this ball game by Cardinals pitchers. And not a lot of pitches usually get by Yadier Molina, so they've got to be pretty bad. Reyes comes set. Delivers. That's a changeup outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's what he tried to do a couple of pitches before and missed badly with it.
Good late dipping action from this right-handed pitcher. So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count now with 2 outs. Marwin with a moderate lead off his second. 8-5 lead for the Cardinals. Reyes set. A backwards glance. Now the pitch. And it's a fastball upstairs. As Reed had to lift his arms to get out of the way. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Both teams with 8 hits. The Astros have stranded 7 runners in this ball game. Reyes looks down the barrel for the sign. Now ready. Here's the 3-2. Swings through. Reed goes after a pitch. It looked like off that outside corner and comes up empty. And Reyes able to retire the side here in the 7th inning.
A run. 3 infielders on the right side. Davinsky hands over the head in the windup, delivers, and that fastball is hit into the screen for strike 1.
Well, it's tough to get comfortable when you're facing Chris Davinsky because of the separation in the fastball speed and the changeup speed, more so than a lot of pitchers.
The 0-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch is off the plate away.
Well, we're talking 13, 14 miles per hour on most occasions.
1-1. Pitch misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Dallas Keuchel started 5+ innings, charged with 6 runs. He's on the hook. Pat Neshek giving up 2 runs in an inning of work. 2-1. Moss pops it foul and out of play off to the left. Bregman a long run, but we'll watch that go about 10 rows back. Astros had plenty of chances, particularly early in this game, to get more than the 5 runs that they have at the moment. They've stranded 8 runners tonight. Two-two pitch. Moss pops it foul again, out of play off to the left, and it remains a 2-ball and 2-strike count to Moss, the native of Loganville, Georgia. An all-star for the A's in 2014. Split time last year between the Indians and Cardinals. Cardinals picked him up at the deadline from Cleveland in 2015. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on the off-speed pitch. And that's now 3 strikeouts for Davinsky. There's 1 out.
Picking up right where he left off after that spot start. Well, he's been on the money.
Now it's Yadier Molina. He's 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. 2 of those groundouts have driven in runs, including in the 6th. The go-ahead RBI scoring. Pitch by Davinsky. And Molina lifts this center field fairly deep. And Risnick going back on the warning track, makes the catch, backpedaling on the Towles Hill. And Molina is 0 for 4, 2 out.
That'd be a home run next year, huh?
That's right. With Towles Hill coming out, it'll be 409 to straightaway center starting in 2017. But still 436 feet away with that hill in front this year.
That's big. Hang with him right there, Yachty.
So 2 out and no one on for Johnny Peralta, who's 1 for 3. Scored back in the 6th inning. Pitch on the way. It's outside. Yeah, I'm sure Astros fans really shed a tear every time Yadier Molina has tough luck.
Any Cardinal.
1-0. It's outside. Well, It's been a few years since these two teams have been in the NL Central together, but still a lot of animosity for Astros fans toward the Cardinals.
Well, they were just two great teams facing off against each other in epic battles.
Ground ball up the third baseline, backhanded by Bregman, straightens up, guns it over to first in time, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Davinsky, who has set down 6 in a row. We're through 7.5 at Minute Maid Park. Cardinals 8, Astros 5. ERA 5 2/3 innings. He's given up 5 hits and 5 walks, struck out 7, had a 2.63 ERA in 53 games with the White Sox, and he'll come on to face left-handed hitting Jason Castro, who homered off the southpaw Jaime Garcia his last time. First pitch is at the knees, and it's 0-1. Castro 1 for 2 with that homer, has also drawn a walk.
Duke's always had a big pass list when it comes to Minute Maid Park. Former Pittsburgh Pirate, went to high school in Waco.
0-1. It's outside. Duke last pitched Saturday at the Cubs, throwing a scoreless inning. Jake Marisnick on deck, the 1-1. That's down and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Matt Bowman, right-hander, is up again in the St. Louis bullpen. Cardinals putting Seth Maness, one of their better relievers, on the disabled list, and he will undergo Tommy John surgery. As a result, Bowman has been asked to do a little bit more. This bullpen's been pretty good, especially the setup guys. 2-1. Breaking balls on the inside corner. They did have the hiccup earlier in the year with Trevor Rosenthal, who wound up losing his closer's job, then went on the disabled list. Sung Hwan Oh has taken over as the closer and has done a really good job. Cardinals bullpen ERA 3.50. That's 4th best in the National League. 2-2. Drops down, swing and a miss. Castro strikes out on a breaking ball. So Duke dropping down for that last pitch, and Castro's the first out.
Well, Duke's going to have to step it up because they had another setback with Kevin Segras, one of the best relief pitchers, lefty relief pitchers in all of baseball. Has had a dead arm for a while now. Had a hard time getting things together. They're going to give him a little rest.
Yeah, Segras recently came back after a bout of mononucleosis. Still trying to return to form. Jake Marisnick 1 for 3 with a double. First pitch, Duke drops down and misses down and in for a ball. Marisnick doubled and scored in the 4th. 8-5 St. Louis, bottom of the 8th. Astros trying to avoid their 3rd straight loss. 1-0. That's a fastball off the plate away. Duke, former starter with the Pirates, delivers a 2-0. There's a strike on the outside corner. He was an all-star with Pittsburgh in 2009 out of their rotation. He was the opening day starter for the Pirates on 2 different occasions. Drops down. The 2-1 is low, and it's 3 balls and a strike. And then had some struggles as a starter. Wound up moving to the bullpen. Bounced around a little bit before he really figured it out. 3-1. Ground ball chopped to the right side. To his left, the second baseman, Carpenter. He has it, and Marisnick is thrown out, and there are 2 away. Astros and Cardinals wrap up this 2-game set with a 1:10 game tomorrow. That's Doug Fister against Carlos Martinez. Fister had one of his better games of the year in St. Louis back in June. The Astros' first look at Martinez. We'll be on the air with Astro Launch tomorrow afternoon at 12:45. Certainly hope you can join us on the Astros radio network. First pitch to George Springer. Breaking ball over the outside corner. Springer has reached 3 times, 2 walks and a hit by pitch, has scored a run. He is 0 for 1. Down and away. Ball into strike to count. Ken Giles is throwing in the Astros bullpen, returning from paternity leave today. Leg kick and the 1-1. Hit foul into the screen. Pitch that ran in on Springer, and he's down 1-2. Pitch on the way. is low to even the count. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Duke. Pitch on the way. That is on the inside corner for strike 3. Springer goes down looking. And Duke with a 1-2. His wife Estella having their first child on Friday. Brody Robert Giles. Born Friday, and we understand mother and baby both doing well. And Giles pitching for the first time as a father. And he comes in with Jerko, Grichuk, and Garcia, bottom third of the order due up. Giles this year, 2 saves, a 1-3 record, 3.69 ERA in 50 games, 46 in the third innings, 45 hits, 15 walks, 71 strikeouts. The league batting .246 against Giles.
He's been fantastic, scoreless in 31 of his last 36. Not sure how he was able to keep it together. He was on call there for a little while. Kept it together. Has been pitching very well. It's got that nasty, hard fastball and that good slider. It's a great combination.
There's Jed Jerko, hit a 3-run home run in the 6th. First pitch, fastball, strike on the inside corner at 97 miles an hour. Cardinals took the lead in the 6th. RBI ground out by Molina to put the Cardinals ahead, and then Jerko providing some insurance with the 3-run blast. 0-1. Bounced it. Missed with the breaking ball. It's 1-1. Cardinals get their closer loose. Sung Hwan Oh. One. Popped up foul over the screen. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th will be Bregman, Altuve, and Correa, 2, 3, and 4 in the Astros order schedule. It's been a frustrating game for the Astros. Led this one 4-2. Had a chance to do even more damage against Jaime Garcia, particularly in the first few innings. Kept letting him off the hook. The 1-2. Breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 3. No argument from Jerko. He knew it had been had. And Giles with a strikeout. 1 away.
Well, you've seen those fastballs. You know you got to cheat for it. And that late breaking slider has been devastating lately.
That is the 13th strikeout for Astros pitchers tonight. Dallas Keuchel struck out 7 in his 5 innings. Neshek 2 in his 1. And Davinsky struck out 3 in his 2 innings. Rando Grichuk 1 for 3, a double and a run in the 5th. 3 infielders on the left side. Giles delivers. Fastball, and that's driven into the left center field gap. That's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Grichuk on his way to second base. He makes the turn at second, trying to go to third. Correa won't bother with the relay, and it's a 1-out triple for Grichuk. He was ready for the fastball, and he got it at 96 miles an hour and crushed it into the gap. Second extra base hit of the night for Grichuk, and his 3rd triple of the year.
Been called up from AAA in 5 games now. Has 6 extra base hits, at least 1 in each of them. And he can fly. I didn't realize he could run as well as he did. Flying around second to get to third.
That's the 9th hit for the Cardinals tonight. And the 5th for extra bases. Infield will come in with Greg Garcia at the plate. Garcia is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. First pitch fastball, and there's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Right-hander Jonathan Broxton joins O in the Cardinals bullpen. Broxton will likely come on if it's not a save situation, which would be the case if the Cardinals are able to get at least one more run here. The 0-1. Swing and a miss at the slider, and it's 0-2. Cardinals leading 8-5 with 1 out, and Grichuk at third in the top of the 9th.
Well, maybe more so than any other reliever the Astros have had in the last few years. Giles can get you to swing and miss.
2-strike pitch. Can't hold up. Got him on the slider, down and in, and Garcia strikes out. 2 away.
He can overpower you with it. Just took him 3 chances to get Garcia out on strikes.
So now the infield can back up for Tommy Pham, who's 2 for 4, a double, a 2-run home run. He scored twice tonight. 2-run home run by Pham in the 5th inning came off Dallas Keuchel, and it tied the game at 4. Giles delivers. Swing and a miss at a slider. So Grichuk came up looking for a first pitch fastball, got it, and hit it into the left center field gap for a triple. Pham looking first pitch fastball, got a slider, and came up empty. Right-handed hitter is ready. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back sliders to Pham, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Giles trying to keep this at a 3-run deficit for the Astros. 9 of the 10 pitches he's thrown have been strikes. Here's the 0-2. Bounce to breaking ball. As Castro plays it off his chest protector, it's a 2-2 count.
That bounced pretty high, pretty close to the chin of Castro. That was a fantastic block.
And windmills the bat around as he waits for Giles. Pitch on the way. Fouled back into the screen. Got the fastball. And it's 1-2 still.
Two balls and 10 strikes so far from Giles. Good mechanics. He can repeat.
Does a deep knee bend before he looks in for the sign from Castro. Grichuk with the lead off third. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider, and the inning is over. Giles strikes out the side, works around the 1-out triple by Grichuk. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Cardinals 8, Astros 5.
When the Houston Astros hit the field, we do too. For over 20
Tigers in Japan. Had 41 saves for Hanshin last year. Started his pro career in the Korean League. Played 9 years for the Samsung Lions. Bregman, Altuve, and Correa due up against O. Bregman is 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer. First pitch by O, and Bregman hits it foul over the screen and into the third deck. O replaces Duke, who had a 1-2-3 8th inning with a couple of strikeouts. Oh, last pitch Sunday against the Cubs, getting the save. Threw an inning and 2/3 in that game. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Good sharp slider, and it's 0-2.
Get 2-0 in St. Louis when they faced him earlier in the season.
Outfield shaded the other way. The 2-strike pitch. It's a fastball high at 93 miles an hour.
They marvel at his control. Rarely see the catcher even move his glove.
1-2. That is on the inside corner for strike 3. And Bregman goes down looking, and there is 1 out in the bottom of the 9th.
That's where Molina set up. Right on that inside corner. Didn't move it. He just sits back there, leaves his glove there, catches it, go to the next hitter.
Now it's Jose Altuve. He's 2 for 4 tonight with an RBI single in the 4th. Oh, he is trying to break a trend. He is the 4th reliever of Korean descent. As Altuve lines this to left field, a base hit, and that is hit number 1,000 of Altuve's career. A big turn at first, but he'll hold there. 1,000 hits for Jose Altuve.
Very special moment here at Minute Maid Park. All of his teammates on the front step applauding their second baseman. They're in awe of the things that he can do at the plate, and it's so fun to watch on a day in and day out basis.
That baseball taken out of play as Altuve becomes the fastest player in Astros history to get 1,000 hits. Does it in just his 786th game. Cesar Cedeno needed 889 games to get 1,000 hits. He had been the fastest. It took Bagwell 890 games to get 1,000. And he is the second fastest active player to get to 1,000 hits in 786 games. It took Ichiro just 696 games to get 1,000, and of course Ichiro wound up with over 2,000 more and counting. So Altuve's at first with one out. Astros need another base runner to get the tying run to the plate in the bottom of the ninth. Carlos Correa, the batter, he's 1 for 3 with a single. First pitch, and that's dribbled foul behind home. So he is the 4th reliever of Korean descent to go to the major leagues after pitching in Japan. And none of the other 3 relievers lasted more than 1 season in the majors. But by the looks of he has a chance to be around a little longer than that. The 0-1. Fastball on the outside corner. 0-2.
There's a little upshoot look to the fastball from O. Kind of gets underneath that baseball, and it looks like it goes upward, which is a different look than most pitchers.
Moss holding on Altuve, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Correa goes down on strikes. Got him on a fastball, and the Astros are down to their final out.
They need another base runner to get a chance in this ball game.
Now here's Marwin Gonzalez. Started the game at first, moved to left field. He homered in the 3rd. 1 for 3 tonight with a sac bunt as well. Astros in danger of losing their 3rd in a row. Well, the Cardinals looking for their 3rd consecutive victory after taking 2 in a row in Chicago from the Cubs. Infield shaded to pull. Leg kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Went after the high fastball, and it's 0-1.
See the way he drops back on that back leg, and it's almost a low elbow delivery from O. I can see where the effectiveness comes in, especially with the good control.
Moss playing behind Altuve at first. 0-1. In the dirt. Nice stop by Molina to his right. It was not an easy pitch to block. And it's a ball and a strike to Gonzalez.
Well, obviously Altuve's not going anywhere. They're not even holding him on. That run means nothing.
Evan Gattis on deck. Gonzalez trying to get it to Gattis, who would represent the tying run should Gonzalez get on. 1-1. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Gonzalez almost fell over into the opposite batter's box. And the Astros are down to their final strike. Marwin settling back in. Ready for a 1-2. Now time called by Marwin. O is set. Now the pitch. Breaking ball down and in. Did he go around? He did. Gonzalez goes down on strikes, and that is the ball game. O strikes out the side. The Cardinals take the first game of this 2-game series, as the Astros have now lost 3 consecutive ball games, falling to the Cardinals tonight 8-5.
Well, the good news is there's a quick turnaround. Afternoon game